Toyota has been criticized for not taking electrification seriously enough in recent years. It seemed like Toyota wasn't so keen on jumping into the EV wave up until now. Akio Toyoda, the CEO of Toyota, took the center stage last week to tell the world of its ambitious electrification strategy with a grandiose visual aid. And the mic drop was with 15 vibrant EV prototypes by Toyota and its luxury vehicle division Lexus, as the fleet of all-electric vehicles that Toyota will be adding to its automobile portfolio is already gathering some attention and is so bound to disrupt the EV market. Here are the top 8 future EVs coming to Toyota's lineup. The Toyota Pickup EV. Toyota has previously indicated that it was working on an electric pickup truck, and the Pickup EV concept, which looks like an electric Tacoma, appears to be at least an early version of that truck. Toyota hasn't announced when the truck would be launched, how much it will cost, how big it will be, what it will be called, or what specs it will have. However, its appearance alone provides us with a fair amount of information. It boasts chunky off-road tires and a 4-door crew cab designed with what seems to be a short bed. The styling is similar to Tundra's, however, there are several notable differences. The grille is largely closed except for slits at the top and bottom. The shape of the grille mesh is evoked by embossed sections. The redesigned headlights have a more blocky shape. Below the lamps, there are fake intels. There is a minimalistic lower fascia. The front of the fender flares includes vents that provide an aggressive element to the design. The roofline and A-pillars are both gloss black. To compete with impending battery-powered full-size trucks like the Ford F-150 Lightning and Chevrolet Silverado EV, an electric version of the Tundra would make sense. This truck, on the other hand, appears to be more Tacoma-sized. This may be a wise move because the gas-powered Tacoma outsells all other mid-sized pickup trucks in the United States, and the full-size Tundra isn't quite as popular as its Detroit competitors. We'll have to wait and see when Toyota decides to provide additional details about this concept pickup, which might be in the next year or two. The Toyota Compact Cruiser EV. As the name suggests, it's a compact, off-road focused SUV inspired by the brand's re-owned Land Cruiser models. At first glance, the Compact Cruiser EV appears to be the most intriguing, putting some credibility to almost annual rumors of a replacement to the Toyota FJ Cruiser, a cult favorite SUV that hasn't been sold in the United States since 2014. The Concept Cruiser EV appears to be a home run for Toyota designers, elegantly integrating retro-style characteristics into a modern package. The front-end style, for example, remains identifiable, despite the absence of the iconic round headlights in favor of modern rectangular LED ones. Despite its smaller size, the electric SUV looks to lay more emphasis on practicality than the FJ Cruiser, since it has 2 genuine back doors rather than rear-hinged half doors. Then there's the off-road package, which includes plenty of ground clearance and approach-departure angles, a commanding front skid plate, thick plastic bumpers, and a wheel arch molding, off-road wheels and tires, and a roof rack. While off-road SUVs become increasingly popular, Toyota's Compact Cruiser EV appears to be a no-brainer when you include in the zero-emission powertrain. The issue should be when, not if, Toyota will be able to produce it. If the Japanese manufacturer succeeds in bringing this vehicle to market swiftly, it will have the entire all-electric compact off-road SUV market to itself, at least for the time being. The Toyota Sports EV. This luxury EV, like all others, has no official name from Toyota. Toyota refuses to release any information about any of the concepts, but assures all will be revealed in due time. As for now, it is simply known as the Toyota Sports EV concept, and all we have is the concept styling to go by. The Sports EV concept follows the same design language as the previous concept cars, but in a taut, low-slung, 2-seat sports car design. The compact 2-seat sports car features the new C-shaped LED DRLs that wrap around the sleek headlights and seemingly break cooling vents, while the overall vehicle shape is almost GR Supra-esque. You can see more Supra hints in the side windows. However, because the car is electric and has most of its running gear slammed against the pavement, it takes on a very different character and resembles a sports racer rather than a sports car. In comparison to the contemporary Supra, the front nose is lower and more aerodynamically aggressive, and the proportions are less traditional. Although the rear angle is not visible, several aerodynamic elements and an air intake behind the door can be seen, showcasing a new design. The concept's rear winglets are more noticeable in the studio shot, but on the practical vehicle, they appear to sit low and just behind the rear wheel haunches. The Targa roof panel is missing in the concept image, but the vehicle on exhibit had its top on, implying that the car may be a convertible, and the passenger cabin appears to be front biased. This hints at it being a mid-engined vehicle. There's no word on whether the sports EV is destined for production or when it could arrive. If the sports EV does make it onto public roads, don't expect to see it for at least a few years. The Toyota BZ Large SUV. The upcoming Toyota BZ Large SUV appears to be a similar size and electric companion to the current gas-powered Toyota Highlander, with the third row of seats visible to the eagle-eyed. It will be part of the company's BZ lineup, which stands for Beyond Zero, and while we've just recently been introduced to the BZ4X, it's anticipated that its three-row sibling will be called the BZ5X because it will be larger than the BZ4X. This vehicle appears like an upscale version of the BZ4X, with two-tone paint and a long boxy body. On the outside, it appears modern and futuristic, but we haven't seen the interior yet, so we don't know what to anticipate in terms of dashboard design. However, the BZ5X is likely to provide a spacious cabin with more legroom than the BZ4X. Based on the size and elegant design, it is plausible that it would compete in the luxury EV space. Toyota hasn't revealed any information on the powertrain, but it could have solid-state batteries instead of the more usual lithium-ion batteries, as well as a dual-motor, all-wheel drive electric drivetrain. While we wait for the confirmation from the manufacturer on a release date, we anticipate the BZ5X will be arriving for the 2024 model year. The Toyota BZ Compact SUV. Because of its sharply sloped roofline, the BZ Compact SUV seems to be a futuristic and sleeker counterpart of the present Toyota CHR. If this is destined to be the CHR replacement, we're all here for it. This crossover appears to be smaller than the BZ4X and may be referred to as the BZ3X. The compact crossover has a blacked-out roof and wheels, as well as what appears to be a concealed door handle on the back doors. It also has a resemblance to the Aygo X Prologue concept design language, particularly in the headlights. We're hoping this one makes it to the US because it's not at all boring to look at. The Toyota BZ SDN. Only one of the EVs presented as a Toyota badge and a sedan design, making this an intriguing offering. It's known as the BZ SDN. Toyota said it's a mid-size sedan that meets customers' expectations for a first car. It looks like a classy and sophisticated blend between a Toyota Corolla and a Tesla Model 3, and it may be a future EV companion to the Camry. It's painted in a lovely soft rose gold color with hints of the hydrogen-fueled Mirai. As America's rising desire for SUVs and crossovers continue, the chances of another Toyota sedan arriving here are limited. However, don't rule out the possibility completely. Compact sedans still account for a significant portion of the market. In all likelihood, this is the Corolla-like EV that rumors say will debut in concept form at Auto China 2022 and go on sale in late 2022, featuring BYD Blade battery. The Toyota BZ Small Crossover. The company had also showcased the Toyota BZ Small Crossover, which previews the brand's future cheapest electric compact SUV. Toyota CEO Akio Toyoda said that this model is destined to become Toyota's great commercial asset. He said a small battery-powered electric vehicle with a comfortable interior design with Europe and Japan in mind. There's a good chance that North America will not get this vehicle, as Toyota stated it is specifically designed for the Japanese and European markets. Too bad, it could be an economical city car. The small crossover wears a two-tone color scheme, is sporty looking, and has a city vibe, perfect for life on the go. The Toyota Crossover EV. The unimaginatively named Crossover EV concept is a compact-sized crossover that looks like a cross between the BZ compact SUV concept's pointier front end and a rounded, almost exotic tail. Despite the striking design, this concept looks very identical to a vehicle you might buy today at a dealership. The aggressive front LED strips that swoop down into the upper front bumper and big wheels give Toyota a sporty look. This concept offering is expected to be comparable in size of a Toyota RAV4, akin to the BZ4X, but less blocky. This vehicle isn't listed as part of Toyota's BZ lineup, therefore it might go by a new name. And now we want to hear from you. Leave your piece down in the comments below. What do you think about Toyota's upcoming EV lineup? Are you excited about the electric future of Toyota? Or do you reckon it's all just a bit too little and a bit too late? Whatever you might be thinking, let us know, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.